Good morning, Broncos country. How about an ugly win for breakfast? Oh my God. Please stop with the international games, please. I mean, they just suck. They're pretty much terrible. The NFL's never going to be an international sport, especially with product like that out there. Being a bunch of flipping. I almost cussed in the first 30 seconds. I know. I'm supposed to be angelic. Out there being a bunch of flipping tourists instead of getting ready to play a football game and show up like that. Good thing the Jets completely suck because the Broncos barely get the win. Now it's a win. It's a win. And I'm happy with that. But I had to get up extra early to watch that dog trash game. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. How are you feeling, Broncos country? Welcome in Orange and Blue today. Postgame live as we talk about this contest. Broncos and Jets. And why isn't the music reacting? Anyway, Broncos, Jets, that's a wrap. Thank God. Setting football back a zillion years. Yeah, come on. What was that? That was just god-awful football. Just terrible. That's the product you put out on the field? I mean, thank God this defense is balls out. Right. Thank God this defense. That's the first thing. I always start my morning. Oh, maybe that's why I'm a little bit off today. Because I had to start my morning with bad football. I usually start my morning with a morning prayer. So let me say this. Just thank you, Lord, for the Broncos defense. Because they certainly needed it today. And my God, it's just unsatisfactory almost all the way around for this Broncos team. Now, again, before you at me, bro, they got the win. That's all that matters. You go to London, you get a win. But I'm not saying that I was nervous. Again, fear is a low-level energy, low vibrational energy. So I'm not going to say I was nervous entering this game, but just too many things. You're overseas. You're practicing in a cornfield. You're playing tourist over there in London. It's a big deal. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. Should have just played this game in New Jersey. All right. Terrible, absolutely terrible product. Lots of teachable moments from this, except for the Broncos defense. Thank God. Can we just fire that up right now? And I don't even know. Usually I like to go 30 minutes of ranting and then 30 minutes of questions here on Orange and Blue today. Post-game live. Hi, I'm Cecil Lammey. And I'm not a morning person. So thank you. Thank the Lord for the Broncos defense and for Mountain Dew, the nectar of the gods. I mean, my God. Just okay. That's the product. That's the product. 13-11. The Jets have given up at least 27 points in every game this season. The Broncos scored 13 points. All right. It's not great, Bob. Let's get into it, and then I'll probably get to your comments a little bit earlier because what's there to say about this game? It was ugly. It was dog trash. Your offense couldn't figure it out. Why is Jaleel McLaughlin playing? Like, okay, Evan Ingram got going. Good. He didn't run it enough. Bad. Bo Nix changing the plays. Bad. Bo Nix scrambling, not picking up the first down. And by the way, on that play in the second quarter, missed a wide open Pat Bryant for would have been a touchdown on that scramble play. So tons of teachable moments for the offense. But thank God for that defense. And the Jets are just inept. They're terrible. Justin Fields sacked 9 times. My God, 9 times. Everybody was getting after it today. Everybody seemingly getting a sack today. Justin Sternad with a sack and a half. Benito with a sack. Brandon Jones half a sack. Owasarike with a sack. Zach Allen with a sack. JFM with a sack. Did I get them all? Is that 9? I think that's 9. Oh, Talanoa Hufanga with a sack. I don't think I mentioned him there as well. Jonathan Cooper with 2, including the big one to seal the victory for the Denver Broncos. So thank you, Coop. Thanks, Coop. Thanks, Broncos defense. Thanks, Vance Joseph. I mean, this thing was ugly. This game was so ugly. Such a disappointment. But a win is a win is a win. So, BJ, thank you for that defense. And thank the Jets for just being terrible. I mean, part of it is Vance Joseph's defense, and part of it is the Jets they're just awful. They're a god-awful team, and you almost got beat by a god-awful team. Now, I'm not going to talk about close because this isn't a horseshoe game. We're certainly not messing around with hand grenades, but like, okay, what are the silver linings? There's a big one. It's called the Broncos defense, and an ugly win is still a win. As Adam Troutman always says, you can only lose once and you can only win once. And this is a game where you got a lot to learn offensively. What's wrong with Sean? What's wrong with this play calling? Why can't I saw some fans on Twitter saying, why can't Davis Webb call these plays? Like, yeah, why can't they do something differently from what they're doing? My temperature's rising up here on Sunday morning. Orange and blue today, post-game live, and I don't know. I don't think I'm getting mad. I'm not really mad. I'm maybe mad about having to get up this early. I may be mad that was the product. Happy about a win. That's all that matters in the end. But my God, you had to do that against the Jets. You had to keep it that close against a team. It should have been like the Bengals game. It should have been worse than that. It should have been 35-3. It should have been just, 41, 42 points. What are you scoring? It could have been score whatever you like. You can have whatever you like, and it wasn't that. This Broncos offense needs a lot of work. A lot of work. Now got a Giants team with 10 days off waiting for them coming into the Mile High City, and thank God they'll be back home. Get rid of the distractions. Get rid of the tourist stuff. I know it's cute and kitschy, and the Broncos are in England. I could give a damn. They played like crap. Offensively, defensively, they shut them down. And I was concerned, and now thank God the Jets are in it, because I was concerned like, oh man, now the defense is going to get tired because they have to do everything. And sometimes there's going to be games like that, but usually that's games against a good team. The Jets are pathetic losers. Like, sorry, that's just the way it is. So you barely beat a team that's filled with a bunch of pathetic losers. That's wrong. The Broncos should have waxed this team. And coming off the Eagles game, and no, the Eagles-Giants game does not change the Broncos win over Philadelphia. I think that was one of the dumbest things that I heard during the week. Like, well, now that the Giants beat the Eagles, then the Broncos game doesn't mean as much. No, but this game shows, instead of riding that momentum from beating the world champs undefeated in their place, and then now starting to play up to your potential, why are we still waiting? Why are we still waiting for this team? We're waiting for the offense to do something. The defense is doing everything out there. And thank God they didn't get worn down. And thank God the Jets are inept. Like, what are we waiting for? It's week 6. Why is Sean Payton not coaching and calling a better game? Why is Bo Nix changing the plays to plays that don't work? Like, what's going on? Why is there this disconnect with this Broncos offense and with Sean Payton? I saw my man Josh Dover on Twitter say, like, you can't go to the podium every week and talk about how great you are and talk down to the media if you're going to have a game like this. And I wholeheartedly agree. Like, I expect more from Sean Payton. And one thing, I'll take a quote from Greg Penner over there in London. Greg said, man, I really appreciate Sean. The reason why we wanted to hire Sean is because he has such high expectations for himself. High expectations lead to high results. It's why I always say, overpromise and overdeliver. And people will say, well, if you overpromise, then you'll underdeliver. You'll underdeliver from the overpromise, but you'll still deliver more than the underpromised delivery. Am I making sense? Sean Payton's going to talk a bunch of junk, and then to come out there and barely beat the worst team in football? Come on, man. Come on. It's not like that. There should have been more meat on the bone. There's really not much to go over. Broncos defense was swarming. Jets refused to throw the ball. When they did, Fields was just getting sacked. Like 9 sacks on the day. That's just nuts. It's crazy. He had 9 completions. Oh my God. They had as many sacks as Justin Fields had completions. 9 of 17. It's not great, Bob. 45 yards passing. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. All right. The Jets are inept. The Broncos defense look pretty awesome. That is great. And we can certainly thank all those involved on that Broncos defense. Good to see Malcolm Roach back out there. That's for sure. I'm going to get to the offense in just a little bit. So maybe I can rant for 30 minutes before I take your comments in the chat room. Looks like we have 459 comments right now. Let's get that number up. Chat room, keep going. What did you guys think? Again, a win is a win is a win. It's an ugly win. I'll take it. I don't like it, but I'll take it. It's like eating your veggies, right? Like, well, actually, I like vegetables. Maybe I should like them a little bit more. But like, yes, I like vegetables. I didn't like this. So what would this be the equivalent to of that you have to eat? No, I mean, I like spinach. I like broccoli. I like Brussels sprouts. Like, okay, well, anyway, never mind. It's someone in the chat room tell me what to say. All I know is I feel a sense of relief. Thank God they won, because if they lost this one, I mean, my God, how that changes things. You can be 9-2 at the bye. I have them at 8-3, but you can be 9-2 at the bye. You needed to get this one, but my God, you've got to be a lot better. You've got to be a lot better than you were offensively. So defensively, let me get all that out of the way. Great to see Malcolm Roach back. Want to see him out there stuffing the run. That was great. JFM getting some revenge against his former team. Okay, that was awesome, right? Zach Allen always doing good things. Nick Benito always doing good things. Jonathan Cooper making the biggest play to end this game for the Denver Broncos on his former college teammate, by the way. When all that stuff came out about Justin Fields, and it was Dan Orlovsky who ended up having to apologize the very next day about like Fields being lazy essentially at Ohio State because of his epilepsy. So that rumor was out there. Anyone with half a brain would know that wasn't true. Ask his teammates. And guys like Coop, I remember talking to Coop about Fields and nothing but defending and like a bunch of love for his college teammate. So, Justin Fields and that Jets situation, it's real bad offense, real bad day for them. But just thank God for Jonathan Cooper. Alex Singleton was not targeted as much as he should have been. I had said, watch out for Mason Taylor, watch out for Breece Hall. Now, Breece Hall held a 2.7 carry on 22 carries. So they tried. So that's good. Mason Taylor had a catch for 2 yards. So good. You did that, and you had a good game if you are Riley Moss. We know Pat Surtain had a good game. Garrett Wilson with 3 for 13. And then that final one, Hufanga knocking the ball away. That would have moved the chains. This hell of a play by Talanoa Hufanga. I got to talk about this Broncos defense because that's the best part at every single level. Justin Sternod with that sack and a half coming through, timing his blitzes, making plays for this team. Exactly what they needed. Not getting burned in coverage. Now, next week against Theo Johnson, that's going to be a different story because that tight end and Jackson Dart definitely has eyes for him. Cam Scatterboo, that's going to be a different story because he's going to bring this crazy headbutt you without a helmet type of mentality. You're going to have a different story. You better clean this one up offensively. And you better, on the team plane or the team hotel or next time you guys have a team dinner, offense, you're buying the defense dinner. You're buying them everything. The defense bailed you out. Crap day for this Broncos offense. Defense bailed you out. Am I through all the defenders yet? I'm at the linebacker level. Pat Surtain, obviously. Riley Moss with a good game. I think Reynolds got 1 on him, basically. So, yeah, I mean, they didn't do anything through the air. Brandon Jones with some big plays. Hufanga, as I mentioned. So, basically, all 11 starters on defense came through. Dondrea Tillman with a special teams error didn't wrap up on one of the early returns. Might have been the very first return. Like, special teams, Coach Rizzi, like, what's going on? Special teams, there's always some sort of gaffe there. There's once a game, special teams are going to do something dumb. And once again, they did that. So it's like, well, last year, Coach Katwika didn't have those guys doing that. This year, they are doing that. So what's up with Sean Payton's buddy, Coach Rizzi? But I bring up Greg Penner and what he said about Sean Payton. Like, I love Sean Payton because his expectations are so high. That's your expectations? Sean, your offense was trash. Outside of, like, Evan Ingram today. What are you doing? This is your offense, your baby. You're Mr. Offense, right? And, well, you had 19 to 30 passing for Bo Nix, 174 yards, 1 touchdown, no INTs, touchdown to Nate Adkins. Marvin Mims with a couple catches, 30 yards. Evan Ingram, I mentioned, 5 for 42 in this one. Cortland Sutton, 1 for 17, 3 targets. So it wasn't even that much of an emphasis on 30 passes with only 3 targets for Cortland Sutton. So it was a odd day. Didn't run the ball. Now 26 carries as a team. That includes Marvin Mims for -2, Jaleel McLaughlin for 0. Yeah, we don't need to see him anymore. Adam Prentice with a carry just to run things out. Troy Franklin with a carry. RJ Harvey only 2 carries, 4 yards. 4 catches, 21 yards. But still, like, it's week 6. I'm going to start judging RJ Harvey right now. It's week 6. That's when rookie running backs should be getting going. And that's all you got from Harvey this time around. So very discombobulating game for the Denver Broncos. And offensively, it's confounding. It's confusing. And why, like, you should be running it down a team's throat. You have J.K. Dobbins, you have R.J. Harvey. Bo Nix as a runner, again, should have picked up that first down or actually just should have thrown it to Pat Bryant because that would have been a touchdown. But whatever. Bo Nix, 5 for 24. I'm fine with that. That's okay. I don't mind 5 carries for Bo Nix. I don't want 10. I don't want 7. I want 4, essentially. 5's fine. But where's more carries for JK? Where's more carries for RJ? Where is he at? Like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing, I understand deception and I understand what is football. It's the declaration of influence. I understand influencing with a fake jet sweep and here's Marvin Mims, but like, you've got all this window dressing, trying to get cute, trying to deceive, and it's not working. Line up with a fullback, run it down their throat. You've got J.K. Dobbins, you've got R.J. Harvey, you've got the capability of doing that. Run it down their throat. Why aren't you doing that? Why is there so much like, here's some motion, and here's a fake jet sweep, and here's a toss, and here's the... Stop. Football's real simple. I'm going to move it. You can't stop me. Impose your will. Be the bully. Play bully ball. The Giants are going to do that to you next week. The Giants aren't a real good team. You want to lose to them because you put forward the dog crap effort offensively. And Matt Parrott, oh God, just get him out of here. Cut him, whatever. I don't even care. Cecil said to cut Matt Parrott. Yeah. Get him out of here. I don't want him playing out there. You're filling in for Ben Powers. And you have 3 penalties? Did he get more than 3? I stopped counting. I was just like, it was the first half. He had 3 penalties. I'm like, what's going on? That's your best option is the tackle? Where's Throckmorton at? Where's Paucho at? Where's anybody else? Alex Forsythe can't play better than that? Like, just come on. You spent the week in London being tourists. Now get home and get right. Enough of this crap. Enough of this garbage offense. Like, you can't win the games that you're supposed to win performing like that. Looking at the schedule, Giants coming up, and they're going to be a little bit more, they're a little bit tougher than people would think. Dallas, you think you can mess around like that against Dallas and their offense? CeeDee Lamb may be back by that time, maybe. But either way, like, you're going to mess around against Dallas like that, against that team, which can put up points, and you're going to go out there and score 13 against the Jets who gave up 27 at least every single week. Houston, you're going to mess around against Houston like that? The Raiders suck, and Raiders fans are terrible. But whatever. You're going to do that against the Raiders? You're going to do that against the Chiefs? Come on. It's week 6. This isn't the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, football, professional football, kind of sucks in September. Because they don't play preseason. The way you get good at football is you practice football. And they don't really practice football now because the CBA and safety. The NFL really cares about player safety. The NFL doesn't give a damn. They're here to make money. They don't care if you ruin your brain and ruin your body playing this game. So because they care about safety and they don't practice football, I feel like Chris Farley's character. I don't have a lot of friends and I don't bathe regularly. And I just September football sucks. So I can give you a little bit of a pass, and I watch every game. Okay, humble brag, sick brag, bro. Watch every game twice. I chart plays. It's what I do every year. It's bad football across the league, outside of a few games here or there. It's week 6. You're now 2 weeks overdue when you should be hitting your stride. You should be starting to play better football. We should have a better idea of who you are. Now we do. Sean Payton talked about before the Eagles game, like, well, our identity, we haven't established it yet, but I believe we will. Would you forget? Did your balls drop off? Like, did you forget that you are a running team? And I know some of the cutesy little passes and screens are to supplement the ground game. I don't need to see the fake end around and Harvey does the, like, give him the rock. The most successful runs for the Denver Broncos on the season before this game were between Luke Wattenberg and Quinn Miners. How about Quinn Miners tackling a guy in the end zone, huh? New guy's over in the corner, puking his guts out. Your most successful runs are in the 2 gap. Line up, hammer that thing right up the gut. You have no reason to do anything else. The cutesy motions, like, you're not tricking anybody, Sean. They don't work. You're not working. The run game isn't working, and it should be because it's the best thing you can do. While Bo Nix in the passing game kind of gets it going. Would like to see a little more Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant getting chewed out by his coach. He's fine. I hope the Broncos don't fine Sean Payton the way the Cardinals fined Jonathan Gannon for yelling at his player. But it's like, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? Sean Payton, smartest guy in the room. Offense is the best ever. That's your performance? And listen, I love Greg Penner, and knowing Greg a little bit, like, he's going to have that demand from Sean Payton. You have to be better. Sean Payton's own expectations are much, much higher than this. So when you overpromise and way underdeliver, yeah, we're going to have an issue with that. Now, it's a win, it's a win, it's a win, okay? So I'm going to have to repeat that a million times because I don't want to see Cecil's complaining about a win. It's a win. It's a win where this Broncos defense comes through and those 9 sacks. It's amazing. But we can also say at the same time, we must also say at the same time, that offense has problems, Mac. And I think it has a Sean Payton problem in terms of just that was your game plan? How is that your game plan against the Jets, who dropped 27 regularly? You can look back at the Jets, and you know what you can do on the Jets? You can run the ball. You can set up play action, and you can hit them with some deep shots. And you didn't really do any of that. How many deep shots Bo Nix taken this one? Like 1, 2, whatever it was? Like, okay, that's not good enough. Your longest pass of the day was 26 yards, the Marvin Mims one, which was mostly after the catch. Sutton had the 17-yarder, but I think that's the one where he just, well, it is the one. It's the one he caught it and just basically fell down. Not much to do after the catch, but he did move the chain. So it's like, okay, I know Court can come through and, Sauce is on him, whatever. Like, okay, where's Marvin? Where's more Troy? Troy's starting things off with that fumble. It's not great, Bob. And I understand the Garrett Wilson fumble that was not called. Even my man, Aqib Talib, was on Twitter like, that is a football move. That's a catch and a football move and a fumble. But as I said last week with the stupid Dallas Goedert play at the end of the game, I'm not going to come in here complaining about the refs. The refs in the NFL are regularly terrible for every single team. And I don't need Gene Steratore or any other retired zebra coming on the TV to explain something for 5 minutes. The broadcast was terrible. Sorry to NFL Network, all of my friends and not friends at NFL Network. Broadcast was terrible. Camera angles were terrible. Why do we get the behind the puncher thing all the time? Like, I want to see the side view. On the fake punt, it's like, it's a fake, but you don't see how it's blocked up because they give you the back end view. It's why I watch coaches film again. Sick brag, bro. But I cannot stand most NFL broadcasts, and the international broadcasts are the worst. Even checked out Al Michaels, 100 years old, thinks that the international broadcasts are absolutely terrible in the NFL. It's a bad product. It's a bad product on the field. It's a bad product to listen to. Hey, holding on Garrett Bowles in the end zone, that was Quinn Miners, man. Come on. And I think Warner or somebody was tweeting during the game, because when the Jets just ran out the clock at the first half, Kurt Warner was like tweeting, and somebody's like, dude, you're calling a game. How are you tweeting from the booth? So broadcast was terrible. Offense was terrible. London is terrible. Sorry to Londoners or whatever, but it's like, this was just god awful for the Broncos all the way around, except for the defense. So again, if you're like me, you start with morning prayer and a morning meditation, then you're going to say, thank you, Lord, for Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito and Zach Allen and Pat Surtain and this Broncos defense, because that's why you won. You won. It's a good thing. You get out of it. Now get home and get right. I really want to see, not even 4 quarters of offensive football. They put together a quarter against the Eagles. I think if you combined all their plays from today, you'd have like half of a drive. Okay, can we see 2 quarters? I mean, I have 2. Can we have 2 quarters of good offensive football from the Broncos? Is that possible with Sean Payton? Genius, super genius, like Wile E. Coyote? I didn't know the Jets were his acme. But like, seriously, can we get 2 quarters of good football? And then, yeah, okay. And usually in a game for the, very good teams. Again, the question becomes, are the Broncos good, very good, or elite? We know they're not elite. Are they very good? No, because a very good team puts the Jets away. They're good, borderlining on very good, and they're winning games that they should. You should have won this game. You got one that people thought maybe you wouldn't get against Philadelphia. You dropped a one against the Colts that I thought you'd win. And you got to end up beating the Chargers sometime. Didn't beat them all last year. Didn't beat them beginning of this season. So 8-2 by the bye. That's still a possibility. But my God, how much confidence do you have? That's where I'll kick it off. I made it. 26 minutes, 27 minutes in. So close enough, because this game isn't really worth recapping that much. Thank God for the defense. Offense needs to pick it up. All right, your thoughts in the chat room now, as I have 86 comments. Your comments and your thoughts on this game. Thank God it's a win. But boy, that was ugly. How about a word from our sponsor? Today's episode of Orange and Blue Today is presented by Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Ramos Law was founded by Dr. Joseph Ramos, an attorney and ER doctor, to provide exceptional care to those injured in accidents. With a unique understanding of both medicine and law, the Ramos Law team is built to fight for you every step of the way. Experience the Ramos Law difference. Contact them today at ramoslaw.com. All right, chat room, it's time to react to me. It is Orange Blue Today, Postgame Live. Cecil Lammey did my little brain dump. And again, just frustrated the offense doesn't look better. I guess my final statement before you as witnesses in the court. I'm happy they won, but my God, you can't play like this and expect to be the team that you're expected to be. Greg Penner expects you to be a playoff team that wins a game at least this year. Greg Penner expects that. If you play like this, you're not getting there. Plenty of time, plenty of football left, but they've got to clean it up. So with 1,030 comments in the chat room, and it is time to get to your comments. And Dean says, where's Dalton Reisner? Like, yeah, leave Pert in London. There you go. I saw this one on Twitter as well. Steve saying Sean Payton equals Pat Shurmur. Sean Shurmur running the Broncos offense today. Cole with an interesting one. Again, going back to the Davis Webb thing, like people think Davis Webb should call the plays because at the preseason when Davis Webb got to call plays, it was really good. When Joe Lombardi did, it wasn't good. And with Sean Payton, it's just they have a Sean Payton problem. Why are these play calls so odd? Why are you not doing something that is just as simple as running it down their throat? Why on a key third down, Bo Nix ends up taking a sack in the fourth quarter? It's what was it, 3rd and 9, whatever it was. And he drops back. He's got a 2-man route tree. Of course, nobody's open. He's got a 2-man route tree. And a 2-man route tree and he gets sacked. Usually if you throw out 2 routes, you're like, oh, you're in max protect. You really want to protect Bo. You let those 2 routes develop and then he takes off to run and then he got sacked. So that didn't work at all. It didn't work in any way design that you would want. You run 2 routes, you max protect. He either waits for those 2 long developing routes to break open, or he takes off to run. And he got sacked. So that didn't work at all. Crush saying fire Rizzy. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Sean Payton would have to go before Rizzy would go. It's never going to happen. That's his buddy. Kenneth says, I look like and trying to be Nick Wright. No, Kenneth, not at all. Not whatsoever. So why would I try to be Nick Wright? That would be terrible. And by the way, Nick Wright, behind the scenes, nice guy, but just the Kansas City Chiefs are the greatest ever. So I don't know why Kenneth is saying that. Looks like and is trying to be Nick Wright. Well, what do you look like, Kenneth? I'm sure you're a looker, right? You got them lining up. Hey, ladies, line form to the left. It's Kenneth. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little bit pissed off because Lauren was perfect. Lauren, thank you. Offense cannot stop drive-killing penalties. I don't know who said it on Twitter, but somebody was like, this team would be 5-0 if it wasn't for the damn penalties. And I concur. Like, you would be much better. Now would be 6-0 after 6 games if you just stop shooting yourselves in the foot. That's all that happens. That's all that happens. And it's just Sean Payton's team lacks creative play calling or even just non-creative play calling. The stuff they try to do doesn't work. So describe it however you want. Because, yes, I may be at a loss for words for that. And they lack discipline. A Sean Payton team lacks discipline. That's incredibly odd. Incredibly odd. Anderson says Pert needs to get a paid full week of tourism in the UK. Well, that's all that these games are for. And I don't think the NFL will ever be an international sport. These early games, they mainly stink. The broadcast stink. The play stinks. It didn't even sell out. I think there was like 1,500 tickets that did not sell out. I believe that. Anyway, I think Mike Kliss was that. Jody asked the question, who is an elite team? You can say Detroit, right? Could have said Buffalo, the Patriots game, whatever. Who is an elite team? Are there no elite teams? There's very few, if there are any. Detroit would be on that list for me. So yeah, I wouldn't put the Colts in that. You know, if the playoffs started today, I believe the Colts would be the number 1 seed. So that's that. Steve says only Broncos country can complain like this in a win. I'm happy that it's a win, but I am unhappy that this offense continues to struggle. And it's not the whole 2 things can be true at the same time, the Zach Bye thing, which is actually philosophically untrue. There's one truth. That's it. And yeah, I'm unhappy with the offense's performance. It's not complaining. It's going, how in the hell do you expect to win more games? And again, this isn't for Steve, but if there are people out there that like, okay, I'm happy that it's a win. I am unhappy the offense looks like crap. That's not unfair at all, because the worst thing ever, and again, this isn't for Steve, but for people that do think that of like why would you complain about a win? Because you can't win anymore if you play like that. The math is pretty simple. If you play like that against the Giants, you lose. You play against the Cowboys, you lose. You play like that against the Texans, you lose. Need I go on? You play like that against the Raiders, you win. You still lose. Like, thank God you're playing the slappy Jets. That's it. So yeah, I can complain from a win. There is a silver lining, Paul. Thank you, Paul, for grounding me. Need to do more meditating because I'm pretty upset that this team talks that junk and then Sean Payton talks the junk and then he doesn't back it up. They won't be too high to overlook the Giants. They go out, they wax the Jets. It's 42-0. And now, okay, you don't want to let off the gas. Still plenty to do offensively. Defensively, you know, did Riley Moss clean up his game? There's still concerns there. And what will he get? He'll get like Darius Slayton next week with Wan'Dale Robinson drawing Pat Surtain. You know what I mean? So defensively, the issues that you have, which are ILB and cornerback 2, those issues didn't hurt you today. And in fact, Riley made plays. Alex Singleton made plays. Justin Sternod made plays. So your weaknesses on defense were strengths today. Where's your strength on offense? Can you play one-sided football? Can you really do that? You can do it. We've seen this Broncos team play great defense and then have a trash offense. How'd that work out? I want this team in the Super Bowl. I want this team hoisting the Lombardi trophy. I want Sean Payton to have some gestures for Roger Goodell while he's holding the Lombardi trophy and says, this one's for me. That's what I want. And they're never going to get there if they play like this offensively. And that's not being emotional or opinionated or hyperbolic. That's just the truth. The truth of the matter is this offense stinks and they need to be much, much, much better. But I do like what Paul's saying. Paul's a real one in the chat room saying, hey, silver lining, you know you got a lot of work to do to beat the Giants. So there you go. Sean's ego on display. That one's coming from Donald. Yep. And then Matthew with a great point. Sean better get used to running because the running football season is right around the corner. When the leaves turn, and I don't want to say the autumn wind is a raider like NFL films, but when the leaves turn in the NFL and certainly in playoff football, you better be able to run the ball. That's playing playoff football. Weather gets cold, you got to get your snowplow out, you got to run the ball, and you got to stick with the run and stop doing you don't need the window dressing. You don't need the window. I don't know where Sean comes up with this idea of like he needs the window dressing of all the motions and here's the fakes and like, no, line up, we're running it. You can't stop us. Go. And J.K. Dobbins is not Terrell Davis, although he's having a fantastic year. But you know what they do with TD? Lining him up and we're going to run it and you know it and you can't stop it. That's what they did with Terrell Davis. That's what they need to do with J.K. Dobbins. Again, he's not TD. Don't at me, bro, but he's a fantastic runner. You could make the argument top 10 runner in the league when he's healthy. Well, he's healthy now. So get out there, feed him the rock, line up, no cute stuff. Sean Payton getting too cute. Just line it up, run it down their throat. They won't be able to stop you. This team is a line blocking bunch of you-know-whats. They can run block. This team can run block. So there you go. Carlos saying we're still leading the AFC West, though. Don't forget. That's right, Carlos. And I like that. I like the positivity. I generally like to be a positive person. I do not, again, I think that fear or anger really is a low level of vibration that I don't like to participate in, but I still get pissed off. Righteous anger. And it's nice to say, hey, we're still leading the AFC West. That's cool, but can you stay there? Again, I'm not, for me personally, this has anything with Carlos or anyone else. It's like, it's a win, everybody. I agree with you. It's a win. But I'm thinking of winning in February. I'm thinking of winning in January. Can you win like this? Can you even get to January if you win like this? If you play like this offensively, can you win like that? Answer me that. And if your answer is yes, I want some of what you're smoking. And if the answer is no, then hi, I'm Cecil. We agree. You can't win like this marching towards the playoffs. So it's nice. They're leading the AFC West. Awesome. Yay, Broncos. You got to get better. You are better than this. And that's the most disappointing thing. I think it's an air of disappointment for this Broncos team because I know they're better. That was the nice thing about the Eagles game. And the Eagles win, I was like, finally, I know they're a good team. I know this Broncos offense is better than they're playing. I know Bo Nix is better than he's playing. Evan Ingram's coming through the last couple of games, so that's good. Let's keep that up. Court, whatever, Sauce Court. No issues with Cortland Sutton today. Troy Franklin with the fumble, don't like that. And then what was a penalty that brought back his other play? So with Franklin, like, okay, kid, you got to clean some stuff up. Pat Bryant with the penalty. Okay, kid, you got to clean some stuff up. Marvin Mims, I'd like more Marvin Mims, you know. I know this team has playmakers. I understand they're looking at Traylon Burks on Tuesday or whatever, former first rounder, who's done officially nothing with the Titans, and that's why they released him in, July or August, whenever they released him. So, yeah, the Broncos are looking at a former first-round wide receiver. Sure. Awesome. He'll be their new A.T. Perry. He won't do anything. for me, I've got the long view with this team, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just live in a week-to-week league and just be like, hey, they won this week, guys. Go Broncos. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'd save myself some frustration because then I wouldn't think that this team is better than they are. And that's where I have high expectations for them. I have high expectations for Sean Payton that he's not reaching. I have high expectations for Bo Nix that he's not reaching. I have high expectations for this offense that they're not reaching. You sense the frustration? So should I lower my expectations? Hey, they're really not that good. And hey, they just got to win. So yay, Broncos. Like what do you do here? You either tell the truth or you lower your expectations. I don't like lowering my expectations. I know Sean Payton's good. He's not calling good games. I know Bo Nix is good. He's not playing consistent football. I know that Troy Franklin is good and Evan Ingram again coming through. Like, they've got the talent. The coaching seems to not be in line with the talent yet. Why is that? Sean Payton is obsessive with this stuff. He's a psychopath when it comes to studying football. And he's going to trot out an offense like that? So again, it's a win, but it's a win that also comes with the like, hey, dudes, what are you doing? You got to be a lot better. A lot better. Donald says the offense spent too much time in London pubs. Sean stuck in the moment. Rodom 303. Rodham, like Roddy Bottom. Rodham 303. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that might be the number one answer. Rodham, I'm going to steal this. I'm going to use it Monday through Friday. Dover and Cecil, number one show in the Denver market. Thank you guys for doing that. Thank you very much. We are the Bo Show. We also tell the truth about this team. I think that's perfect. I'd never really even thought that, but think about that, like Sean being stuck in the moment. He's so in that play. He's so in that series. Whereas with Mike Shanahan, and yes, I'm going to compare Sean Payton to Mike Shanahan. Why wouldn't I? Mike Shanahan's the best coach the Broncos have ever had. So I'm going to compare Sean Payton to that, especially the way he talks about how great he is. Mike Shanahan was always thinking like 3 steps ahead. He was setting up, hey, that 2-yard run, that's fine. Let's run it again because we're going to run a variation off of it in the third quarter that's going to get us a 40-yard touchdown. So Mike Shanahan was always forward thinking. Sean's just like got his Waffle House menu in front of his face and he's like, run the ball. And it's much bigger than this, but like it is being stuck in the moment. It is being myopic in terms of like, well, that didn't work. And I think he gives up on the run too quickly. I think he's throwing in too much window dressing in terms of all those like motions, all that. 14 carries, 40 yards for J.K. Dobbins. I would have liked a little bit more, both in yardage and in carries, by the way. Get him to 16, a couple more carries, and get him around, 60, 70 yards, something like that. Jaleel McLaughlin doesn't need to play if he's going to be out there like that. And R.J. Harvey needs more work. He had 4 targets, 4 catches, and then 2 carries. So 6 touches? 6 touches for your second rounder? 14 for JK, and then he also was targeted, so potential 15. But 6 for RJ? Why isn't RJ at 12? Why isn't RJ at 15? Why isn't it a mandate 20 touches for J.K. Dobbins and 12 to 15 touches for R.J. Harvey? Why isn't that mandatory? I guarantee if you did that instead of the Marvin Mims end around or Troy Franklin, jet sweep or anything, Adam Prentice. Sorry, Adam Prentice. But like, I think if you spent your time on those sort of plays, like we are feeding JK, we are feeding RJ. I believe the offense would 1, settle down, and 2, set up plays for later on in the game that can be variations off of what you ran. So Rodham 303, Sean being stuck in the moment, I wholeheartedly agree with that. So there we go. Justin says I vote Alex Forsyth. Anybody? Oh, here's one. Kevin, the broadcast didn't even notice that Coop caught the ball on that Wilson fumble. Yeah. Just a little bit odd. A little credit to the Jets D, though. Really going to do that? This Jets D could hang with the Broncos if the Broncos played up their potential. I mean, they were out there, they played, and I'm not going to give them 0 credit. But at the same time, the Jets have allowed 27 points at least to everybody. Why did you score 13 when your coach is an offensive genius? So, Zach, I get what you're saying. Credit to the Jets D, right? They get paid too. But isn't the Broncos defense better than 13 points against the slappy Jets? Scored 24. And then we can say, hey, the Jets defense, they've let everyone score 27 or more, and the Broncos only scored 24. You scored 13. Like, that comes from the Broncos dropping the ball offensively more than it comes from the Jets, like making amazing plays. Ashley says, it's like Peyton only has one quarter of plays, and once those are gone, pray the D is still alive. Yeah. When Sean was looking at Vance Joseph late, and he kind of had that glare on him, and VJ deals with a lot. I like I like VJ. But man alive, dealing with Sean Payton staring at you is like, dude, your offense hasn't done anything all game, and you want my defense to stop at the end? Now they did. Thank you to Jonathan Cooper, and thank you to all the defenders out there, Justin Strnad, etc. But it's like, hey, maybe Sean, you should look in the mirror. Someone play Michael Jackson for him, Man in the Mirror, please. Sean, you don't need to stare down VJ. VJ's doing fine. His defense is doing what they need to do. So Ashley, it's like, pray the defense is still alive. Pray the defense doesn't get tired. Oh, I'm a problem, says we have 12 coaches on the offensive side of the ball, all yes men. Davis Webb probably isn't a yes man, I would guess. And Zach Streep coaching the offensive line, so he's probably not a yes man either. But yeah, Joe Lombardi seems like a yes man. Pete Carmichael seems like a yes man. Sean needs to call better plays. Fullback dive on 3rd and 10. Rizzy stinks too, coming from Caleb. Yep, that was odd. Ed says Bo looks skittish lately. A little bit less than early on. So that's why. This game was awful, says Tommy. Yeah. And B, member of the tribe. Hey, ladies, have you met Kevin? Going golfing with Kevin and Drew and Dover here in just a little bit. So, and I'm terrible at golf, but my terrible golf game will be better than this Broncos game. I guarantee it. Better than the Broncos offense. My golf game would never be as good as the Broncos defense because the Broncos defense was amazing. So frustrating. Yeah, it is frustrating. Like, it's a win, but it's like, man alive. So what you get, Cody? Ooh, I love me some cranky C's. I'm sorry, Cody. I don't mean to be cranky. They won. That's all that matters. They won. But my God, I have two choices. In chat room, you can tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to say. I'll say it. I'll be like Ron Burgundy. Go blank yourself, San Diego. Tell me what to do. There's two things that I can do. I can either tell the truth, or I can lower my expectations about this Broncos offense. I don't want to lower my expectations for this Broncos offense for multiple reasons. One, Sean Payton and his big mouth and his big ego. Hey, Sean, check that damn ego, check that mouth, look at the man in the mirror, call these damn plays right. Two, I believe in Bo Nix. I believe in J.K. Dobbins. I believe in R.J. Harvey. I believe in Cortland Sutton and Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims. Am I missing anybody? Believe in that offensive line, except for Matt Pert, who should be cut immediately. Like, I know this team is much better than they played today. And that's the most frustrating part. So you tell me, chat room, either I can tell the truth or lower my expectations. Are you lowering your expectations? I don't think anyone should, honestly. You want to adjust some things? And I've been doing that. For 6 weeks, I've been doing that. Adjusting, like, okay, well, it's just going to take some time. And, they're implementing wide zone, and that takes some time. And they're getting used to all the talent. And even J.K. Dobbins said that it takes a couple weeks for Sean, and then he gets it. And then J.K.'s blowing up, and now Ingram's blowing up. But, I'm running out of those excuses. I'm running out of the critical thinking and the logic it takes to look at this offense and go, I know that they're better than this. So maybe I should lower my expectations. Damn, that sucks. I don't want to do that. I almost refuse to do that. You guys tell me what to do, but I almost refuse to be like, yeah, They can, they'll score 13 points, whatever. They're fine. I hate that. I hate that about blog boy media. I hate that about like fans can be fanatical and fans can be critical. The fans that are like, everything's fine. Like, that's not the case. Plus, I'm not thinking about some stupid game in London. I cannot stand the international games. I'm not going to hide it. It's not because of my love for America, although I do love our country. The NFL's trying to promote a product that is not good enough to capture an international audience. Although they do love soccer, and that's low scoring as all get out. So whatever. Ryan, thank God for VJ. It was Pert. It was me. Yeah. When Matt Pert was on the field getting all those penalties, I was like, come on. Or I was like, my man, Mike Patton, what? Matt Peart, what? Peart, whatever. There's another one. There's another call on Matt Peart. Like, yeah, it was not great, Bob. This team needs to be better. That's for sure. The runs were not working today, says Tommy. The gimmicky runs weren't working. I still believe, and again, watching the Jets, I've had to watch that Jets team. I haven't watched this game twice now, but I've had to watch that Jets team 10 times. And in those 10 viewings, which broke my brain because the Jets are terrible, I at least had the knowledge to go, oh, you can run the ball down their throat. And the Broncos didn't do that because they wanted to get cute. Crush, agree. I'm sick and tired of poor special teams play. Why? Why is last year Coach Tweeka doesn't do anything wrong and then gets bounced? Oh, because Sean Payton's buddy. We got to stop with this nepotism stuff, dude. Got to stop with this like Darren Rizzi. He's not coaching the way Tweeka did. Like, that's not good. Every game, there's a gaff or two special teams wise. That'll cost you. And remember, I'm thinking January. If you want to be pessimistic, because I'm thinking February, but if you want to be pessimistic, let's think January. Do special teams errors get you wins in January? No. Does this type of dog trash offense get you wins in January? The answer is no. Sean needs to be better. I think this is a Sean problem in terms of the plays that are called. Not the play design. I thought the Adkins touchdown, that's a hell of a design. We've seen it before, by the way. It's an old Sean Payton play that if the Jets were worth a damn, they would have been expecting coming. But I look at it and I go, this is a Sean problem in calling the plays in the order in which he does. His game plans are terrible. The talent is there, except for Matt Peart, and the call is just terrible. Bo looked disinterested today. Bo was okay. Yeah. Peart ain't working. That's for sure. Touchdown Bo Nix, real one in the chat, says Sean's offense is comprised of routes that get other routes open. And when that doesn't happen, there's nowhere to go with the ball. We don't have wide receivers that can really get open. Mims could, Franklin could. He doesn't fumble the ball. Pat Bryant, not really, but he wins on guile and kind of like Cortland Sutton. Sutton wins on guile and just mere size. Bryant can do that as well. I'm not putting that 28 about something Rich Eisen said. I am not putting that on the screen. N8 says I called Franklin fumble out of bounds in preseason out as an issue. Okay. Caleb says, insists we ran it too much. Look at Dobbins' efficiency. Peyton's play calling was abysmal. Football dive. I think I already put that one on the screen. Rizzy stinks too. That's why I see that. Rizzy stinks too. Yep. Jesus or Lepuez. This is what I believe. Like, I want Bo. You go into game plan the Denver Broncos right now. I want Bo Nix to give you nightmares. I want Bo Nix to be nightmare fuel for opposing defenses. And he's simply just not that this year. Now, he could be better. Again, last year it took him some time to get going, but it was about this time when he started to get going. In fact, I believe it was week 7 when he really started his stride, that Saints game. So maybe it's week 7 this year. I'm not sure. I just don't like these first 6 weeks taking this long. I've given the Broncos plenty of excuses and reasons why in the first month of the season that they could be somewhat struggling offensively. Those are done now. It's week 6. Get the stupid London game, get the tourist stuff out of the way, bunch of crap, get it out of here, get home, get right. Offense needs to get right. Offense needs to ascend, and they can be 8-2 by the bye. Robert says kale is horrible. A little olive oil, a little sea salt. Kale's a little less than horrible. Maybe my least of the vegetables that we had to eat today, because we definitely had to eat our vegetables. Tommy, offense was terrible today. Thank God for Vance Joseph. Sean's overthinking it. That's for sure. Caught in the moment. Roger literally almost lost to an 0-16. Steve with a good observation. Broncos play at the level of their opponents. God, I hope not. I really hope not, because I want them to play at their level, and I want no one to be on their level. That's what a championship team does. Playing at the level of your opponents just means you're a good team in disguise, maybe a very good team in disguise. And I don't think they're very good right now. They have the potential to be very good, but they're not very good right now. They're good, but they're not very good. Justin says offense has to show up eventually. I hope so. I mean, maybe that's where my hope lies. Again, doubt sees the obstacle, faith sees the way. My faith lies in that they'll figure it out eventually, right? Right. But it's week 6. I had thought this thing would be figured out by now. Morgan Freeman voice. It was not figured out by week 6. Touchdown Bo Nix, too many homers in the fan base. Too much Homer radio and Blog Boy, like, everything's fine. Everybody, let's go Broncos. Like, yeah, let's go Broncos. And let's go to the Super Bowl, Broncos. I don't want this to be a fun, plucky team in the regular season. I want this team to go kick ass up and down the field. I want them to run roughshod over their opponents. I want the Broncos defense to swarm you. And I want this Broncos team to win a Super Bowl. Debo says, you should be upset. This team is goofy. And I believe Grass Valley Greg's on the money here. It would be a shame to waste this defense. Yeah, you're gonna mess around and waste this defense. Nate says I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew. Yeah, only my first of the day. I need to fix that, but I will do that in just a little. Nobody wants to sit here and watch me drink all the time like Napoleon Dynamite or something, drinking the Gatorade. Hunting Wolverines, says Eric Dalala. Oh, what's with the Sweet Caroline BS? Yeah, I saw that too, and I was like, Dude, the broadcast was horrible. They made sure not to show us the fake punt. I still don't think they got it. Yeah, it's like, what are they doing? I don't need the behind the punter camera angle. Anyway, yes. Crust GK says, yes, see Seahawks 2013, 2014. Can your defense lead the way? All right. That offense also had Marshawn Lynch. I won't say Russell Wilson because it was a young Russ. It was a managing Russ. So, okay. Crush GK says, yes, you can do that. But look how long ago that was, Crush. That was 10 years ago. More than 10 years. That was 12 and 11 years ago. Can it work today? Can it work today? Can your offense be like that? And remember, Seahawks offense, and I guess I could look through their box scores those 2 years, but like, you had Marshawn Lynch, you were better. You had Marshawn Lynch who was getting fed, you were better. J.K. Dobbins should get fed. So, can your defense lead the way? Sure, but your offense needs to be better than it is right now. To be championship contenders, your offense needs to be much, much better, and that's on Sean. Mel laughing at me because of Super Bowl. Yeah, that's where I want him to go, but boy, it sure is a laugh now watching him. Nightmare says Huff is the best signing of the offseason. To that, I would say double true. Although Ingram looking good. T-Dog. What's up, T-Dog? Roger, perfect. Roger, I'm going to steal this from you. I'll give you a quarter every time I say it. Being happy in that win is like what Cleveland fans do. I'm going to paraphrase. Being happy with a win like that is exactly what Browns fans do. Well, hey, guys, Broncos are different. Broncos country is different. I mean, at least it should be. I know the last 10 years have sucked. Sean forgot his playbook in Colorado. Evan Ingram did have a good game. Evan looked good. That's right. Need a dynamic third receiver. Was that Mims? Is that Franklin? Who's 2 and who's 3? Because you could have it if Sean would use it the right way. So there's that. I'm getting a lot of repeat comments. Is it because I'm not getting to the comments? People are just repeating comments, or as I have a technical difficulties here on StreamYard. As I've gone an hour, I didn't even think I'd go an hour today because of this game and this performance for the Denver Broncos. So here we go. I'm trying to get down further to some more comments here before I wrap it up and get ready to go smack Whitey on the golf course. Ashley says, been a fan since Manning. We finally have a franchise quarterback, so yes, we should be better. And Ashley, I think that's a perfect way to put it. When you don't have a franchise quarterback, when you have Trevor Siemian, and I know some Mark Schlereth were saying, like, pay the man, Trevor Siemian. And stupid little old me was like, he's not the guy. Put Paxton Lynch in and see what he can do. He could do nothing. But I knew Siemian wasn't the guy. When you have a guy like Siemian, yeah, sure, you can play like that. When you have a franchise quarterback, I want to see Bo take over. I want to see Bo be that nightmare fuel for opposing defenses. Where are we playing, Cecil? Somewhere in Highlands Ranch. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it. I haven't played golf since a celebrity golf tournament. Celebrity, using air quotes on myself, in like 2011, something like that. Like, been to the driving range, been to Top Golf, yes, but actual play golf, it's been since the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, basically. That's for sure. Defense flies first class. The rest of the team runs a triathlon. The rest of the team, the offense, you have to swing. Well, only if you want to. The offense, you have to swim the English Channel. That's different from swinging on the English Channel. If you know, you know. Ward, aren't you a little hard on the beef? Yep. Yeah, here we go, Broncos country. All right. I will compose myself. We'll be good. Offense needs to go from Banner to the Hulk. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the Professor Hulk with the glasses that's serving a latte at a diner, because that Hulk was a pansy. I'm talking about, like, I'm always angry Hulk. That's what the offense needs to do. Bo Nix can do that. Anyway, orange and blue today. And hopefully Mace will be able to be back this week. He's on assignment. He did reach out to some of y'all on Twitter. I know people were asking, and it's not my business to say. So Mace did respond, hey, taking care of some stuff, and I'll be back as soon as possible. So hopefully we can get Mace back here in the boxes with me on Orange and Blue today, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time is when we're on. Dover and Cecil, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the number one show in the Denver market. Number one. Doesn't get any better than number one. Keep us there. And thank you. Couldn't do it without you. Never been part of a number one show. So to have that and to truly be crushing the competition and having them being very upset by it, it all makes me very happy. So thank you guys. I say it from the bottom of my heart. I'm some slappy from the East Coast of Colorado that loves to talk about football, and you guys have shown up. You guys have shown up in a big, big way. So shout out to the tribe. Appreciate everyone out there for watching this show, Orange Blue Today, with me and Mace. We appreciate you much. Growing our Denver Sports YouTube channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a vid. It's a win. It's a win. And this defense is legit. Man, this offense needs some work. I'm Cecil Lammey saying thanks very much for watching, everyone. Stay tuned, and would you please stay frosty?
For over 20 years, my family, like so many of you, has proudly been part of Broncos country.
Every season, we feel the energy, passion, and commitment that defines this team.
And now, we are honored to be the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.